talk about this Brittany Renner and PJ Washington thing. I don't watch basketball. I know he plays for Charlotte. Uh, this is a dangerous thing women are doing. I don't know too much about the story, but I know what everybody is saying. You know, she's calling Cap's ex. You know, he made her pay for her own flight out, and yada yada yada. But what's really going on, as far as what we know, is that she had a baby by the young star. And then she dumped him. That's what it seems like. And then, there's a bunch of tweets going on. And he said, "You were faking it the whole time." Listen, this is a dangerous thing women are doing. And you got to be careful. Like, hey, what's going on, Star? You got to be careful of that. Because, I mean, we're all on the outside looking in. It just seems like, she just dumped him just for the baby. And I'm hoping that's not the case, but if she did that, I mean, a lot of women are doing that. But here's how it backfires on women. Here's how it backfires on women. Okay, for one, if she planned that, that's just wrong. Yeah, what's going on? He about to go off next season? I mean, if she planned that, if she if she planned to do that, she's putting that baby at risk. That's it. See, the people don't understand the spiritual element of doing stuff like that. You're putting that child at risk. I don't know if it's a little boy or girl. I don't really get into a lot of stuff that they're doing. But as far as what these women are doing, she is a she is the pinnacle of the social media woman. Brittany is. She's the pinnacle of the social media woman. She's one of the leaders of that type of female and how these females are living and pretty much going after certain people, just to get a paycheck off of them, and using, their body to get what they want. And it's almost like, yeah, that's not a bad thing, but the problem is it's a selfish thing. And if you're doing that just so you can get a paycheck off the guy, things might not work out the way you think they're gonna work. You dump the guy and now he's all hurt. There is a spiritual element to that, and if you're not careful, those spirits are gonna come for what you just did. You know, if you playing those games and that's what you're doing, there are spirits involved with just having a child and gaming on somebody, because you bring a child into this universe. And there are all kind of laws that go with that. So you didn't just dump a basketball player like man na 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 na. You got to pay me for the next 18 years. No, 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 no. You invited a whole nother world into your world, and unbeknownst to you, there are things that are attached to that. You know, you can't just, you know, commit a sin like that and think that, oh, you're gonna get the benefit out of it and there's gonna be no consequence. No, there's gonna be a consequence. And not every baby's mama gets to collect, off of these players. And, you're like, okay, I gamed on a young dude. If that's what she did, he's going to be playing for the longest time. We find out that that's not necessarily the truth either. You know, so, they're out of the NBA and they're working at a regular, and your big old plans just go out the window. Look, I'd have met some women who were with guys because they thought they were going to be in the NFL, NBA. Turns around, she ended up being a regular housewife. And I know this woman, like I know her. She's like, I thought he was going to the NBA. Boom. She thought he was going to the NFL actually, and he ended up getting injured. She just became a regular housewife, and she was bitter from that. So you got to be careful when you have these plans because anything can happen in this situation. But the worst part about it is she is an example. She's showing these other females, how to get ahead. And mind you, Brittany is gorgeous. I mean, she's not going to be lacking for any male attention. But I mean, this is an evil thing she did, and the worst part about it is she doesn't care about. I mean, if it's true that she did this, it would not seem that these women really care about the child. That's going to be the most hurting part. You didn't really care who you had a child with. You don't really care about the child. You just wanted to game the system. But there's a child involved now, and there's a whole family connected to that child. Heck, there's whole history connected to that child. Now the courts are involved, and this could turn south. This could go. I mean, look at D Wade and one of his baby mamas, how she was sitting out on the curb talking about she's not getting any support. Look at Deion Sanders, and how he's pretty much get this woman away from me, and took his kids and all this. And I'm sure it's not that cut and dry, but it didn't work out good for the baby mama, is what I'm saying. There are some cases where the baby mama gets the short end of the deal because it just didn't work out for them. And I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that everybody just knows everybody's going to look at her with just so much skepticism, and this whole thing could backfire now that the father knows and he's 100% upset. I mean, as soon as he had the baby, it's over. He's like, you were just faking it the whole time. There's going to be some serious animosity, and that child is involved, and that child's going to want to know her father. That child's gonna want to know why, you know, they're not married. The child's gonna be asking those questions. You're gonna try to shower this child with all kind of money you're getting from the father, but deep down inside, that child's gonna be hurt once they realize, what's going on. And now you're rearing this child to be like you know. And what happens if that, God forbid something happens to that child? Hey, what's going on? Yeah, what happens if something happens to that child? I mean, this is a very bad thing these women are doing, but that's the social media woman. So this is a. I don't think this is gonna play out for Brittany Rayner's favor, and I'm hoping the child, grows up to be, okay. But there are just so many bad things spiritually out of what she did, and all we can do is pray for her. It's your boy Tone 202. This is a bad thing these women are doing. I'm out.